So which are the biological effects? So when you go into the newspapers, you see a lot of biological effects like heating, weakening of immune system, risk of cancer is a big topic, lens clouding and so on. And many times all those items are mixed up, and I would like to sort them a little bit. What is the base of legislation and so on. So we can sort them into so-called long-term effects and short-term effects. A long-term effect is normally the risk of cancer. Cancer doesn't come overnight. Cancer can take 10, 20 years. And you all know the discussion about, will I get cancer if I'm exposed to whatever? And influence on cell communication, cell growth, and so on. They are all long-term effects. The problem is here to set up a limit value, because all these effects are known, discussed, but up to now, as far as I know, this is my personal opinion, as far as I know, there is no proven link between a risk of cancer and the use of mobile phone, for example. Or WHO has set now also the radiation of electromagnetic fields of mobile phones into the risk scale, but on a very low level. So if you're interested in more information about the risk, WHO homepage, type in WHO and EMF, there you will find a lot of information and fact sheets about the different sources of electromagnetic fields and their risk in terms to human people. On the other side, we have the so-called short-term effects. And the short-term effects, they are the basic for international legislation, like ICNIRP. ICNIRP is International Commission for Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection. And short-term effects like heating, reflexes, or lens clouding, they are well known, they can be measured, and for that, it's no big deal to set up limit values. Because there is a known effect, you know which field strength is necessary to heat up the human body for 0.1 degrees Celsius. And by this you can say, okay, 0.1 degrees Celsius is the maximum, and there we have to set up a limit. We also distinguish between two different effects. One is the stimulation effect, so you stimulate, for example, your nerves, and the low frequency range. In the low frequency range, normally you don't find any heating. Heating you find normally in high frequency, so in hundreds of megahertz and gigahertz range, there you have the so-called thermal effect, that your body is getting heated, or the surface of your skin. And remember the chicken in the microwave oven, that's nothing else than electromagnetic fields overexposure. Okay, it's getting cooked inside of the microwave oven. Finally, the same will happen to you if you climb into an FM radio antenna and get too close to an FM antenna. So this is very, very powerful. If they are transmitting with several kilowatts, this can heat your body and can have serious damages to your body. Luckily, those FM towers are not in the middle of a city center, and they are high and you don't have access. But the workers climbing into it have to take care that they are safe at any time. So the coupling to low frequency electric fields finally presents a magnetic flow through your body. And remember, your brain is controlling all your muscles, everything by little currents flowing through the nerves, and it's telling, the brain can tell my arm, lift the right arm. And you can imagine if an additional current is flowing through your body, which is not controlled by the brain, but it comes from outside by strong electromagnetic fields, it can disconnect the brain from the arm so that you don't have any more control over your arm. So this can cause also big trouble. But please remember, all the effects we are talking today, like heating effects, induced current, they normally don't happen in household equipment. They only happen in applications where the power is starting with a little k, meaning kilowatts, kilovolts, and so on. Everything very powerful. There you can have those kind of effects. I don't talk about baby phones and so on. This is something for the long-term effects, the discussion, the open discussion still. And today we basically focus on the short-term effects because there we know all the limits. When I heard the first time about the heating effect, my first idea was I have to protect my brain and my heart, most important. On the other side, we have a perfect cooling system inside of our body, the blood flow. So the brain and the heart, there is a lot of blood flow, and the blood flow can transport the heat away. More important is the protection of the eyes. So the lenses of the eyes, for example, there is no blood flow through the lenses of the eye. And if you look into a waveguide or a big connector for antenna connections, you can be blind within milliseconds. So any kind where there is no blood flow, like lenses of the eye or kneecaps, are in danger. And also any kind of metal will absorb RF energy perfectly. So the ring on your finger, the chain around your neck, or your teeth filling. Not very comfortable if they are heated up. So they can absorb a lot of energy easily, and there you have to take care.